Guys, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing.
Exactly. Why haven't you started working?
Oh, sorry, I guess I got distracted and I forgot.
You guys need to stop procrastinating.
What is procrastination?
To be honest, it's necessary to answer the following question. What is the procrastination?
Procrastination is when we postpone activities, most of the time important for other activities more satisfactory for us, ending up with tasks accumulate at the last minute. Continuing with this point, procrastinated tasks are those which we do not find fun or entertaining. Besides that, it's not necessary their immediate realization.
Observing this definition, we can define procrastination as a leakage of our time which we deal with day by day.
But how can I detect if I am procrastinating?
Well, we usually procrastinate when we have to face an unpleasant task. In our brain, the limbic system and the prefrontal cortex compete to control the situation. If the prefrontal cortex wins, we start working on the task. However, when a limbic system wins, we postpone that task and replace it with another task that, although not important, does generate immediate pleasure.
The problem with procrastination is that it traps us and leads us to more. Although we are at all times that we are doing things wrong, and although this causes us stress and a feeling of guilt, we are not able to stop and start doing the important tasks.
In each person, the beginning of procrastinating is different. Besides that, sometimes our brains trick us and make us believe that it's not the best time to do the work, and that there is still time to start later. Other times, we procrastinate because we are faced with extremely complex tasks. As we do not know where to start them, we think they are impossible and that we are not prepared to do them just at the moment.
In other cases, procrastination is simply the result of our laziness. We don't do a specific task because we don't feel like it and because it's much more fun to be on social media, chatting with your friends, or watching a new series or movie.
So, you mean that we, by not doing anything about the work, we were procrastinating?
Yes, what does I mean?
Something that always happened to me when I want to uh, do my homework is that um, I'm so distracted by those like um, it will be better work with a snack, or it will be more comfortable if I change my clothes before starting to work. So pierdo mucho tiempo because I change my clothes, preparo algo de comer, I don't know, um, acaricio a mis gatos, escucho música. So when I come back, it's already been 2 hours, and I still haven't started my homework.
Yes, and what the happens, you start to get nervous, stressed, and feeling with a sense of guilt. Something similar happening to our then you start worry and get agobiado big time, which makes you even even less productive and efficient.
The same feeling I feel when I know that I have to prepare for an end of the term or exam However, I spend the time in front of the books, and when I try to start to study, I waste more time on social media or even prefer playing video games.
Those are the effects procrastinate, and although it is hard and believe we are all procrastinators, and although we not always be aware of it procrastinate negative effects or productivity, and in the long run it can even negative affect our self-esteem.
So, doesn't completing an unfinished task make us angry with ourselves?
Exactly. These causes our self-concept to be negative, and we say to ourselves, what a slacker I am not even capable of.
The truth is that I fear postponing activity, they can be relieved because you reduce the anxiety to have to do it. But after that, the guilt of guilt appears, and you think, I should don't be to have too long without do it. And now I don't feel bad, which can generate the feeling of inability and a little responsibility. Now, a question. What has been your done business procrastination?
What is the activity with which you cannot help but get distracted? I still wonder why we procrastinate.
Procrastination is a problem of self-regulation and time organization. It is the result of the struggle between the emotional brain and the rational brain. That is, the will of our reason yields to the whims of instinct and postpones what must be done. The delay of not carrying out such a task is not justifiable, therefore we sabotage our interest, needs, obligation, or the development of an action.
Also, some traits that may be typical of people with a tendency to procrastinate are perfectionism and fear of failure, self-esteem problems, feeling saturated by lack of ability to prioritize, therefore have accumulation of work.
Need to feel loved and rewarded for having completed the task. Lack of self-discipline and motivation. Anger. Finally, impulsivity.
What characterizes a procrastinator?
Many people tend to procrastinate because they don't know how to properly manage their emotions and the stress. They may feel ends up turning it into anxiety.
In general, procrastinators are those who present difficulties in time management and task planning, fear of failure, fear of making mistakes, even fear of success because they do not consider themselves worthy of such success.
Yes, but also those with a lack of experience, knowledge, qualification, or criteria to perform a task well. Those who think in the belief of working better under pressure, but also those who have a lack of motivation.
I believe even those with communication problems, social skills, mental health problems, such as someone suffering from ADHD or depression.
Hey, what if we help each other to generate solutions to stop procrastinating?
Yes! We have to learn to know which jobs are the most important, that we will be better prepared to manage priorities. With clear priorities, we will know that we are not working on tasks that are not relevant, and thus we feel that we are not wasting time at work.
Most important and effective thing is to suppress temptations. Identify everything that generates a distraction and move them away or put them off sync.
We can also divide the task into small subtasks to reduce the feeling of stress and not get overwhelmed. And ask ourselves, what is the first thing I have to do to address this issue? And then, this is ordered to meet our objectives little by little.
Something very important is to avoid self-permissive arguments. If we say it's okay to be late for a day, I have time, I start tomorrow, we will be feeding procrastination.
We reward ourselves for having done the task and thus raise motivation. During this process of realization, we can also add small breaks at the conclusion of each of the subtasks.
Although all these ideas are useful, it is also important that everyone find their own solution. So, we recommend that you find a solution that is more favorable for you. In addition to organizing your tasks and your times, you can imagine what you will be doing or how are you going to enjoy your day when you finish that task. Put on your music so that you like it and you entertain yourself to do the job. Leave your cell phone far away so as not to be aware and have you frequent distractions. Eat something before you start work or while you do it. Eat a snack, etc. The main thing is yourself. Feel motivated and focused on your goals and those about procrastinating.
You identify with this? Why?
We all have a procrastination at some point of life. We are postponing activities and suffering the consequences for this, and suffering extremely stress. And when we see there is not longer time for performing an activity, and we feel the guilt, but this not change. This is like a vicious circle from which we can't escape.
Yeah, getting out of this is not very easy. Since it starts from a text message, a feeling of tiredness, or anything can divert our attention. We move to the idea of doing one thing before starting to work, and this will add more ending in a big list that stands between us and a final task. But, but even with all this, if we have a greater organization, we can reduce this.
So now that you know how to stop the procrastinate, the question is, are you going to do it, or will you continue endless sleep sips and constant stress?
Okay, now we know what procrastination is. So we have to avoid becoming a procrastinator. Do you agree to start with the task?
Of course,